Finally dealing with a beautiful day across the Bluegrass State, but a big blast of chill is on the way for the weekend.
A Central Kentucky family had this sinkhole that was growing and getting close to their house. Find out what was done today to fix the problem. And Kentucky is well represented at the NBA Draft Combine with players chasing their dreams of playing in the big league. Coming up, we're in Chicago with the Cats at the Combine.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Finally, we are getting a break from the rain and storms. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, where it's a beautiful Friday afternoon with temperatures close to 70 degrees. But we are in for some changes this weekend. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. Chris, it's cooler and calmer today.
Yeah, those are two words that are okay if they go together on a Friday, especially coming off the work week that we are wrapping up. Jennifer, look outside. We were looking into downtown Hamburg Pavilion. Boy, you want to see the Bluegrass State that is as green as you're ever going to see it. That's what we're dealing with right now. Middle of May, had a ton of rain over the past several days. 69 Lexington humidity is down compared to yesterday. Earlier today, if you were out for a little walk or run like me, you had a little chill in the air with that dry air that is in place. It is 10 degrees colder right now in Lexington than at this same point 24 hours ago. So what are we talking about? Most areas high 60s flirting with 70. 70 showing up for the folks into Danville. I see Harlan at 70, 71 Monticello down into Middlesboro, but most areas again right at 70 degrees. Defender Radar Network, forget about it. I got nothing for a change until we get back to the northwest. Showers and thunderstorms here ahead of our push of some colder air. That colder air blows into Kentucky as we go into your Saturday. It's one of those days, Jennifer, that you will need a jacket in the middle of May. The chilly numbers when I come back in 15 minutes.
We'll see you then, Chris. A Central Kentucky family is feeling relief this afternoon because road crews have filled a sinkhole. It formed in the front yard of their home on Fork Church Road in Garrett County. Overnight, it grew closer to the house and got within 2 feet of a road. Phil Pendleton has the latest in our top story at 4.
After a lot of dirt and rock put in the sinkhole is now filled in and the situation has been resolved. But early Friday morning, even after 10 dump truck loads of dirt and rock, it appeared that the hole was barely touched. County officials say they measured the hole with lasers Thursday night and discovered the hole was growing in size and within 2 feet of Fork Church Road. In fact, school buses were diverted around the area Friday morning for fear the weight of such a large vehicle would cause more problems. The sinkhole formed Wednesday, and by Thursday night, it had tripled in size. It went down more than 30 feet, was at least 40 feet long, and led to a cavernous area with an underground stream.
That water's got to go somewhere. This is just like a sinkhole pond, you know. And as much rain as we've had, I've had over 3 inches in the last 2 days.
The county judge executive said, of course, normally they would not be working on private land, but they said that because of the proximity to the roadway over here, they felt like that it was in the best interest of the county to go ahead and fill the hole up. We're going to have much more coming up at 5 o'clock, but for now in Garrett County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
No damage was done to the home, but the property owner says he will have to replace a water line. Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign has announced that she will be returning to Kentucky ahead of Tuesday's primary. Details of her visit have not been released. It'll be her 3rd trip to the Bluegrass State this month. The Democratic frontrunner for president plans to be in Kentucky Sunday and Monday. Clinton's opponent is returning to Kentucky this weekend. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders will hold a rally in Bowling Green tomorrow night, and he'll speak in Paducah Sunday. Police and deputies from several agencies have stepped in to help the Richmond Police Department this weekend. The department has 26 officers in Washington, D.C. to see Officer Daniel Ellis's name added to the National Police Officers Memorial. Ellis was shot and killed in November while investigating a robbery. The Madison County Sheriff's Office, EKU Police, and Berea Police are all filling in while the Richmond officers are gone. They say they're happy to help.
We're all a family, and we're a close-knit family in Madison County. You know, we work so close together all the time anyways, between us and the Sheriff's Department, Richmond Police. So it was an easy decision for us to help them out. I know that they would do the same for us.
WKYT's Sean Moody is in Washington to cover this weekend's events honoring Officer Ellis and other fallen Kentucky officers. You'll see Sean's reports beginning on WKYT News at 6. 4 players from this year's Kentucky team are chasing their dreams of playing in the pros by taking part in the NBA Draft Combine. Former UK player Kyle Wiltshire is also there. WKYT's Brent Carney is in Chicago with our Big Blue coverage of the Combine.
It is the final day here in Chicago at the NBA Draft Combine. All told, 5 former Wildcats participating. Whether it's the work on the court or in meetings and conversations with teams, for these guys, it is all about proving that they are simply worth a pick.
When I get to these team workouts, just showing that I do something at the next level, and that's shoot the basketball. So I'm hoping to continue to show that, as well as that I'm an improved defender and rebounder.
Just that I'm going to work hard. It doesn't matter my size. I'm going to come in and play 110%. Just get the job done.
My versatility on both ends of the court, defense and offense, and off the court, just a great kid, somebody who's gonna, come in and work, who's gonna be a great teammate, coachable, who's always willing to learn.
Show that I'm strong. That's kind of the one thing that we've been battling throughout my college career. People weren't sure if I was strong enough to do it, if I was able to take it, or if I was able to guard all 4 or 5 positions. So that's something I really tried to get done right now.
Jamal Murray also among the players here, but he declined to take part in the media availability. Now, we are supposed to hear once more from Marcus Lee again later this afternoon. He has still left the door open, has not officially declared for the NBA draft, but did make it clear once more yesterday that he is heavily leaning in that direction. In Chicago, Brent Carney, WKYT.
We'll have more from Brent in Chicago on the NBA Draft Combine ahead in sports on WKYT News at 5:30. And our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some more of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Hello, Jennifer. City Council has approved a 5-year contract for body cameras for Lexington Police. Police say they expect the cameras to arrive by late June. At first, about 100 officers will have them, and eventually 400 Lexington Police officers will be fitted with 2 cameras each. The Herald Leader reports the more than $2.5 million contract approved by the council also covers storage costs for all the video. The Lexington Police Department added 5 new safety officers to its ranks this morning. The officers graduated after completing an 8-week training academy. Safety officers can write citations for non-moving violations, direct traffic, and help with non-injury crashes and assist drivers. You'll hear from one of the graduates ahead on WKYT News at 5:30. That is a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Amber. Now to a story making headlines across the nation at 4. The Obama administration has sent a letter to school districts across the nation telling them to allow students to use bathrooms and locker rooms that correspond with their gender identity. Leland Vittert takes a look at what it means.
The Obama administration sending a letter to every public school district in the country instructing them to let transgender students use bathrooms and locker rooms matching their gender identity, not the sex listed on their birth certificate. Attorney General Loretta Lynch offering support to the transgender community earlier this week.
The Department of Justice and indeed the entire Obama administration want you to know that we see you, we stand with you, and we will do everything we can to protect you going forward.
Some parents in Washington state, where transgender bathroom legislation is pending, are wondering why the administration is even getting involved.
I feel that transgenders are going to use whatever bathroom they identify, no matter who says anything about it. And I think publicizing it and talking about it is just, I think it's silly.
The Tar Heel state became the first in the nation to ban people from using public and school bathrooms which do not correspond with their birth gender. Administration officials are now suing the state over the law, while North Carolina is suing the Department of Justice for labeling it a civil rights violation.
We believe a court, rather than a federal agency, should tell our state, our nation, and employers across the country what the law requires.
This letter from the Department of Justice is not legally binding, but there's certainly an implied threat that schools that don't comply could lose their federal education dollars. At the White House, Leland Vittert.
We'll have reaction on this bathroom log guidance from Governor Matt Bevin and Fayette County school leaders coming up on WKYT News at 6. Apple is no longer the most valuable company in the world. That tops today's WKYT Money Watch. Google's parent company, Alphabet, took over the top spot. Apple's shares have plunged in the past few weeks after the company said its overall revenue fell as iPhone sales are slowing down. Lyft has settled a class action lawsuit with California drivers for $27 million. The drivers had accused the ride-sharing service of misclassifying them as independent contractors rather than employees. Uber settled a similar lawsuit last month. Walmart is making a change to its pilot subscription shipping program as it tries to compete with rival Amazon.com. The retail giant now says it will guarantee delivery within 2 days instead of 3. A major baggage backup at one airport only adds to the latest list of problems for the TSA. Long lines at security checkpoints are leading thousands of people to miss their flights. But the TSA says it's working on ways to get people moving faster. Craig Boswell takes a look.
Luggage is once again moving at the airport in Phoenix. Thousands of bags could not be screened on Thursday because of a computer glitch, and passengers had to take off without them. It's the latest problem for the TSA, which is already under fire for longer lines at security checkpoints. Across the country, travelers are often waiting for more than an hour.
2-3 times I missed my plane, and I was here 45 an hour before my flight. It's ridiculous.
Reduced wait times. But leaders at the Department of Homeland Security and the TSA say changes are coming before the busy summer season.
We have developed a 10-point plan that will keep passengers moving.
The plan includes hiring more than 700 new TSA officers, using additional canine teams to screen passengers, and encouraging more people to sign up for TSA PreCheck, which allows passengers to move through security faster.
Homeland Security says it is also working with airlines to reduce the number of carry-on bags. Many passengers bring them through security to avoid baggage fees.
It's a crisis. But Congressman John Mica says the new plan is too little too late.
I wish them well, but I'm not overly optimistic.
Airports are also watching closely. Several major airports, including those in the New York area, are looking at the possibility of replacing the TSA with private security if conditions don't improve. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Reagan National Airport.
The head of the Department of Homeland Security says even with the new changes, people should still anticipate security delays. It's time for Better Living, health education and consumer news that impacts your life. Millions of people suffer from chronic pain, even when the injury that caused it has healed. A new study suggests that's because cells in the nervous system carry a memory of the initial trauma, and that causes the pain to persist. Researchers say the findings could help lead to new types of treatment. There's new evidence that online therapy can be effective for treating depression and anxiety. Doctors at the University of Pittsburgh led a study of more than 700 patients. Those who used an online program for cognitive behavioral therapy reported significant improvements in their mood and anxiety. Fast food is getting fresher. McDonald's is testing hamburgers made from fresh beef, not frozen, at 14 of its restaurants in Dallas. It's part of a massive turnaround plan for the burger giant, which said it would focus on simple, fresher ingredients. Now let's head over to Chris, and it is a beautiful end to this work week.
Yeah, it really is. And the week as a whole was rather ugly out there, Jennifer, but ending on that very nice note, we look across the entire region now. Jackson, look at that view. Clear skies. We've had the kind of hazy look to us over the past couple of days. Upper 60s, every location that we are looking at. London, Frankfort, into Lexington, with beautiful skies across central and eastern Kentucky. And that is exactly what the weather doctor ordered. Unfortunately, it comes with a chilly price for the weekend. I'll talk more about that a little later on.
I hadn't bought my spring and summer flowers yet. It's probably a good thing that I waited.
Yeah, I think you're good after we get past Sunday night and Monday morning right now. Sunday morning's the best chance for a little, at least patchy frost.
We're glad you're with us here on WKYT. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott are next at 4:30.